Pacers.
Bang! It's good! Ball game!
And Flyers.
Tipped in front of the net!
97.3 ESPN. WENJ. WENJ HD. Millville, Atlantic City. A Town Square media station serving all of South Jersey. This is Game Night with Josh Hennig.
It's good!
On 97.3 ESPN and the 97.3 ESPN free mobile app.
And he scored!
Now live from inside the Ocean Casino Resort Studio, here's Josh Hennig.
To repeat the words of Brian Dawkins earlier on the Sports Bash, I don't know if anybody's told you, but the Philadelphia Eagles are Super Bowl champions for the second time in 8 years. We'll get into all that more this hour because there is a lot for the Eagles after you win a championship that has to be worked through. We're going to get into that coming up here on 97.3 ESPN. As always, you guys can join the conversation, 609-403-0973, your DMs into the 97.3 ESPN mobile app powered by First Bank of Seattle. We will talk with Rob Maaddi coming up in less than 20 minutes from now, and coming up in about 40 minutes from now, you will have your final opportunity to get your hands on a great commemorative item for all of you Eagle fans out there. And of course, as always, we'd like to hear from you guys on the text board, 609-403-0973, your DMs into the 97.3 ESPN mobile app powered by First Bank of Seattle as well. Boy, oh boy, there is a lot to get to when it comes to this Eagles upcoming offseason. And, for all of the joy and the happiness and all the stuff that's going on, we can't overlook the fact that the Philadelphia Eagles do not want this to be a one-and-done affair. One of the problems that happens in professional sports is that when you win a championship, everybody wants to get paid. Everybody wants their piece of the pie. But not everyone is willing to sacrifice for the greater good. Because the idea is, for some guys, not all of them, but for some guys, the idea is, well, I won a championship. I did my sacrificing. Now I got to get what is for me. And I think for the Philadelphia Eagles, the biggest problem they're going to get through this offseason is deciphering between the guys who are in it for the long term and the guys who are ready to move on. Look at a guy like Kellen Moore. He is the first domino to fall, right? Kellen Moore is a guy who has clearly shown you that he was never interested in being here long term. He wanted, like Jonathan Gannon, that head coaching opportunity more than anything else. And I don't begrudge him for that. I will never begrudge a man who his priority is to get paid. I will never begrudge him that. Or a guy who prioritizes, hey, my current job is not my destination. Never be mad at them. But I understand that simultaneously, I will say, you were not here for the long term. You were here for the short term. So, what do the Philadelphia Eagles need to do this offseason to ensure they return to another Super Bowl? I think we are going to learn two things this offseason very quickly. Number one, how much does Howie Roseman learn from the 2017 team? Remember, Howie admitted later on that the Eagles signed too many of the older players and tried to hang on to the window a little too long, didn't go young enough soon enough, and that's what led to 2019 and 2020, and then that reset button. So how does Howie learn from those mistakes? Well, I think Howie learns from those mistakes by looking at his own history. Remember, the 2020 NFL draft was pretty much a failure for the Philadelphia Eagles. There's only one draft pick from that draft class that the Eagles still have, and that's Jalen Hurts. It's Jalen Hurts, and that's it. That draft class turned out to be a massive mistake. Jalen Reagor, Davion Taylor. Remember that whole pick? Oh, it's going to be a prospect, right? Kavon Wallace, the safety. John Hightower, Quez Watkins, Casey Toohill. There is literally only one guy from that team on the Eagles, and that's Jalen Hurts. That draft class was pretty much a failure. But ever since then, Howie learned from his mistakes. Howie learned, okay, how can we not repeat the mistakes of that draft class? Since then, you can look at the 2024 Eagles, and a huge portion of those guys are people who were drafted in the last few years. Devonta Smith, Landon Dickerson, Milton Williams, Kenny Gainwell, right? You have guys like Jordan Davis and Cam Jurgens. Even though Kobe Dean got injured, he was still a part of this team's success this year. Grant Calcaterra, the backup tight end. Jalen Carter, Nolan Smith, Tyler Steen had to come in during the Super Bowl, right? You have backups like Sidney Brown and Keely Ringo on the team. How about Tanner McKee, right? He was a guy who played the final game of the season. And, of course, Moro Ojoma got some playing time in the biggest game of the year as well. And then you had the rookies this year like Quinyon Mitchell, Cooper DeJean, and even Jelix Hunt got some play in the biggest game of the year. So Howie Roseman learned from his mistakes. Now, I anticipate he will do the same thing, or at least take the same approach, I should say, to the offseason. He will not make the mistake he made after 2022. He will not make the same mistake he made after 2017. And that's why when Mike Tannenbaum said this on SportsCenter, I kind of, tilted my head and said, okay, I'm picking up what you're putting down, Tannenbaum.
They had a great offseason last year. Now they got to build on that and in some ways just retain some of those great players. It really starts to me with Zach Bond. Zach Bond became an off-the-ball linebacker. He was extremely productive last year. He's someone to me that you just can't let go.
I agree with Tannenbaum. I think that Zach Bond has to be this team's number one priority for a couple of reasons. And I think the number one reason he has to be the priority is very, very, very simple. He has to be the priority because when you look at this team and why they struggled last year, a huge part of it was because they let TJ Edwards walk. Now, it took you 2 years to rectify the mistake, and it helped win you a Super Bowl ring. So there's no way you can let Bond walk. And frankly, if we're being honest, I don't give two you-know-whats that he's going to demand however much money he's going to demand. That player has proven himself that he is a valuable, important player for this team. This organization needs Zach Bond in order to keep playing the style of football that they want to play. And consider this organization didn't keep TJ Edwards. The most recent history tells you you don't want to make that mistake again. And I'm not trying to belittle Josh Sweat, Milton Williams, Mekhi Becton. I am not being dismissive of any of those guys out of hand. Because ultimately, you want to keep everyone. But I feel comfortable saying the Philadelphia Eagles can find another offensive lineman if Becton gets a crazy amount of money on the free agent market and you don't want to match it. And I feel comfortable that the Philadelphia Eagles can find a replacement for Josh Sweat. Now, part of the reason why I feel about Josh Sweat is because there is a part of me that still looks at him and says, you wonder when his body is going to start breaking down. He's 27 years old. Let's say he has 4 more really good prime years left in him. Up to this point, though, he has never had more than 11 sacks in a season. And that was when he had Hassan Reddick across from him. I think Josh Sweat's 8 sacks is replaceable. Let him go get his money. He earned it, right? He had an amazing game in the biggest game of the year. Yes, that Super Bowl game. I think Nolan Smith is going to evolve into this team's top pass rusher. Milton Williams is a bit of a different conversation because I look at Milton Williams as a guy who has a lot of value for this team because the number 3 defensive tackle is going to get used on this team, maybe more than some other teams. But to me, if I had to rank this team's priorities, number 1 is Zach Bond. Number 2 would be Milton Williams. If Josh Sweat and Becton leave, I feel comfortable that Howie Roseman has shown a track record of replacing those guys. Now, some of you might be saying, as you're listening to me on 97.3 ESPN, Josh, come on, man. Look at what they did with Bryce Huff. They made a mistake there, and they absolutely did. I hear all of you screaming right now about that. But again, if we are proceeding with the idea that Howie Roseman is going to learn from his mistakes, I am going to go under the assumption that the Bryce Huff situation, he will find a way to rectify it, and that either the Eagles will try to find a way to unload his contract, or they'll try to pull off some big move like acquiring a guy like Myles Garrett. Because again, Howie learns from his mistakes. And when you learn from your mistakes, you are in a better position to be successful short-term and long-term. Look at James Bradbury. He's going to have no guaranteed money left on his contract heading into next year. That is your out from his money. Bryce Huff, right now, has another year of guaranteed money. And then after that, you got some flexibility, right? A couple years from now, you can void it. You can move on from it. You got 2 more years. You're technically stuck with the money. You're technically stuck with the money. I think the Eagles can find another pass rusher. I think they can find another offensive lineman. But I don't think you find another Zach Bond. And I think that's why I agree with Mike Tannenbaum. He has to be the number 1 priority this offseason. We'll ask Rob Maaddi his thoughts on the Eagles not just winning the Super Bowl, but what does that change about the trajectory of this organization moving forward, the perception of them, how they handle free agency, all that and more. Coming up next here on 97.3 ESPN FM, the 97.3 ESPN mobile app powered by First Bank of Sea City.
Saturday on Compass Media Network's coverage of NCAA basketball. Rivals collide atop the SEC standings as the top 2 teams in the nation battle it out. It's number 1 Auburn taking on number 2 Alabama. Hi, this is Jeff Iggs. Join me along with Matt Money Smith and 7-time NBA champ Robert Horry for all the action. If it's NCAA basketball, it's right here.
The college basketball season continues Saturday afternoon on 97.3 ESPN. Coverage begins at 4 p.m.
Go to get your game on at the Gallery Bar Book and Games at Ocean Casino Resort. Cheers your favorite drinks while cheering on your favorite team. Get in on the parlay while in the middle of a party. Go for the sports scene and go for the endless screams. Go to the Gallery. Go to the Fanatics Sportsbook. Go for the win at Ocean Casino Resort. For more information, visit theoceanac.com. Must be 21 or older to wager or consume alcohol. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Oh, could this vintage store be any cuter?
Right? And the best part? They accept Discover.
Accept Discover? In a little place like this? I don't think so, Jennifer.
Oh, yeah, huh? Discover's accepted where I like to shop. Come on, baby, get with the times.
Right, so we shouldn't get the parachute pants?
These are making a comeback. I think.
Discover is accepted at 99% of places that take credit cards nationwide. Based on the February 2024 Nielsen report.
You don't need a President's or Valentine's sale. Get to Matt Blatt Kia and save every day. With over 1,100 new Kias in stock or en route, all with zero down, zero payments until May. Even low 1.9% financing for 60 months on 25 Kia Sorento and Sportage SUV. So bring any trade, even if you're buried in a loan or lease. Matt Blatt Kia wants to get you released and into your new Matt Blatt Kia, like the all-new 25 K4. Just $129 per month lease with zero security deposit and only $36.95 due. Matt Blatt Kia, your PA and New Jersey Kia superstores in Abington, Egg Harbor Township, and Toms River, or right to your front door.
It's gotta be a Matt Blatt Kia.
With approved credit, $13.89 per thousand finance. Not all will qualify. Credit may affect down payment. Offers can't be combined. Go to mattblattkianj.com for complete details or 888-505-6670. Price includes all costs to be paid by consumer except for licensing, registration, and taxes through KMF. Rebates and incentives to deal. Expires 3/4/25. Matt Blatt Kia, 6211 Black Horse Pike, Egg Harbor Township, and on Route 37 in Toms River.
Did you know your skin is the largest organ of your body? Huh? That's why you should shower with Old Spice Super Hydration Body Wash instead of plain old bar soap. Love your skin by super hydrating it with vitamin B3 and glorious notes of vanilla and shea. Did you know that my super hydrated skin is the second largest organ of my body? The first is my heart. Old Spice. Men have skin too. Old Spice Super Hydration Body Wash. 24/7 renewing moisture. With daily use.
For over 100 years, South Jersey Gas has delivered reliable, natural gas service to more than 400,000 New Jersey homes and businesses. From heating your home to cooking meals, drying laundry, and relaxing in a warm bath, natural gas brings comfort and convenience to your daily life. Businesses rely on natural gas for higher efficiency and lower operating costs. Always dependable, always ready. Discover the benefits of natural gas. Visit southjerseygas.com/gaspower. Go Birds!
Progressive knows finding your new home was a dream come true. You wanted a colonial with high ceilings, hardwood floors, and a peaceful neighborhood. And you found it. Now, every Saturday at 6 a.m., you get to wake to the sound of your neighbor's leaf blower. Progressive can't save you from your noisy neighbors, but we can save you money when you bundle your home and auto with us. Get a quote at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers not available in all states.
This is the Town Square, New Jersey Info and Weather Network.
Progressive Insurance presents the Sports Flash on 97.3 ESPN. The Eagles will be honored with a parade and ceremony in Philadelphia on Friday. The parade starting at 11 a.m. The city expecting over 1 million people to attend, honoring the Eagles who won their second Super Bowl in franchise history Sunday in New Orleans. The Phillies had pitchers and catchers reporting into Clearwater on Wednesday. The first full team workout is scheduled for Monday. Grapefruit League schedule opens for Philadelphia February 22nd when they take on Detroit. NBA, the Sixers entering the All-Star break. They'll return on February 20th facing Boston. Wednesday night in Brooklyn, they lost to the Nets 100-96. Philadelphia losing their fifth straight game. Quentin Grimes with 30 points in the loss. The Flyers, they're in their mid-season break. No NHL All-Star game this year. Flyers returning to the ice February 22nd when they take on the Edmonton Oilers. Progressive Insurance, bundle auto and home, renters or condo, and save with Progressive. I'm Tony Desiri, and that's your Sports Flash on 97.3 ESPN.
Taxes was not knowing your full financial picture. Now Taxes is getting and maximizing your refund all in one place. Credit Karma, where a TurboTax expert can do your taxes for you. They'll get you the most money back, guaranteed. Then you can do more with all that money, all in Credit Karma. Now this is taxes. Intuit Credit Karma with TurboTax. Get started today. See guaranteed details at turbotax.com/guarantees. Experts only available with TurboTax Live.
From the Town Square, New Jersey Info and Weather Network, I'm Chief Meteorologist Dan Zarrow. Finally, a nice sunny day on deck for tomorrow. Unfortunately, it's going to be cold, and more inclement, wintry, wet weather rolls in this weekend. Clearing out tonight, low of 28 degrees. Wind chill probably dipping into the teens. Tomorrow, sunny, breezy, and cold, high of only 37. Mostly cloudy and 41 Saturday. Could see a little bit of snow during the day, turning to rain Saturday night into Sunday. Get weather 24/7 wherever you are. Download our free mobile app today.
This Valentine's Day, give her the gift of at Sea Spa Sanctuary at Tropicana for the ultimate indulgence. Book her a chocolate massage or facial. It's sweet, luxurious, and calorie-free. Grab a Sea Spa Sanctuary gift card and let her choose her perfect escape.
This is Game Night with Josh Hennig on 97.3 ESPN and the 97.3 ESPN free mobile app.
We'll check back in the text board a little bit later this hour, 609-403-0973. Your DMs into the 97.3 ESPN free mobile app. Thanks to First Bank of Seattle, but right now joining us on the phone line to get into the aftermath of Super Bowl 59. The Eagles win their second championship in an 8-year period. It is Associated Press senior NFL writer, reporter, insider Rob Maaddi joining us here on 97.3 ESPN. Rob, welcome in. How you doing today?
I'm doing great, Josh. How are you?
Doing well, and I want to ask you to start with, when you look back, now that we've had a few days to process what we all saw, because, you know, Rob, there were those of us out there, you know, yourself, me, and others, we all thought the Eagles could win this game, but no one foresaw them absolutely obliterating the Chiefs for the first 3 quarters. So for you, you know, the question is, what is your biggest takeaway from what you saw on Sunday?
The way that defense dominated, I thought, was just so impressive. Like you said, a lot of us may have picked them to win. I thought they'd win the football game, but I didn't anticipate just absolute domination, taking Patrick Mahomes out of his game. It reminded me a lot of what I saw from when the Buccaneers beat the Chiefs and Patrick Mahomes 4 years ago, and the defense really dominated that one. He was just battered. He was harassed. He was pressured. He was constantly on the run. He couldn't get in a rhythm. And just credit to Vic Fangio, credit to that defense. What they were able to do speaks volumes about the talent level they have, the coaching that they have. And this is a young group that gives you a lot of reason for excitement and optimism, because they're going to be back, and they're going to be back together. Now, I know Zach Bond's a free agent, but the core group on that defense, that defensive line, young guys, the secondary, young guys outside of Darius Slay, and they just completely took Patrick Mahomes and that Chiefs offense out of the game. And unlike anything I've ever seen outside of that one time when the Buccaneers beat the Chiefs in the Super Bowl, and it seems like there's sort of a blueprint maybe to beat the Chiefs, but nobody can do it. Nobody can do it in a regular season, and hardly anybody's able to do it in the playoffs except for those two teams in those two particular instances in Super Bowls.
Let's stick with Fangio for a minute, Rob, because, you know, a lot of people have talked about, hey, Sirianni's been vindicated, Jalen Hurts been vindicated, but how about Vic Fangio? People might not always remember, but, you know, he was like he was treated like good riddance leave when he left Miami to come to Philadelphia. There was a perception of him between what happened in Denver and what happened in Miami that maybe Vic had kind of lost his fastball, right? And it seems like, you know, Vic came up with a Hall of Fame worthy game plan in the biggest game of the year. Rob, they're only the 4th team in Super Bowl history to not blitz one single time in the biggest game. So, you know, talk about for a moment Vic Fangio, his redemption story.
Yeah, and it speaks a little bit about the Miami Dolphins and the kind of players they have there and the culture they have there, beginning with Mike McDaniel, that he allows that to happen, that they were kind of like, he coaches us too hard and good riddance to Vic Fangio. Well, the culture in Philly is a whole lot different, and that starts with Nick Sirianni, and that starts with Howie Roseman and Jeffrey Lurie, and on the way down, that they are able to bring in a coach who can be tough, can be a disciplinarian, but also one that is a great teacher. And you're right, this is vindication for Vic, because he hasn't achieved this kind of success, obviously a Super Bowl, and then it's not like the Eagles went in there and won 35-31. They completely dominated. Everybody's biggest takeaway from this Super Bowl is the defense and the way they played the game. That's why I thought a defensive player probably should have been, like Josh Sweat could have been the MVP of the game, just because of the way the defense completely took over. So for Vic Fangio, it really is a moment to sit back and reflect on his career and what he's done, 4 decades of NFL experience, and to be able to put together a game plan, like you said, no blitz, yet get that kind of pressure on Patrick Mahomes, who was a world-class quarterback, and they got a couple all-pros on that offensive line, and Creed Humphrey and Joe Thuney, although Thuney's playing out of position at left tackle. But it's not like they were beating up on some slouches either and getting to him and getting the pressure and harassing him the way they did. So that just is an incredible effort by the players, a terrific game plan, out-scheming Andy Reid and Matt Nagy. And Vic Fangio should say everyone in the Eagles organization should take a victory lap, and they certainly will tomorrow, all the way down Broad Street to the steps of the Rocky in the Art Museum.
And I did enjoy when Vic Fangio joked that he thinks this parade will be bigger than when the USFL Philadelphia Stars won. Back in '83, he says, I think this will be a little bigger, the Eagles parade. We're talking with Rob Maaddi, of course, covers the NFL for the Associated Press, AP senior NFL writer and reporter, joining us here on 97.3 ESPN. Rob, I can't not bring up, you mentioned Howie Roseman. There's got to be a part of him and owner Jeffrey Lurie that, obviously they're happy to win this championship. But, Howie made the comment, Rob, post-game where he said, hey, you win it once, people think that's nice, maybe it was a fluke, but you win it twice, they look at you differently. There's obviously a part of Howie, it seems like, that's still kind of got that chip on his shoulder, right? From Chip Kelly's era, right? And the whole, hey, you fired the only guy who ever won a championship in Doug Peterson. So for Howie, this has got to be extra sweet, right?
Oh, absolutely, and he's letting some people know. He had some comments to certain folks along the way, quietly, privately, let him know after he won the Super Bowl. Hey, you said this, or hey, you said that, and he can. That's his opportunity now. But you're right. After winning that first Super Bowl, and then the way things unfolded, some of the drafts, right? We all go back to J.J. Arcega Whiteside over DK Metcalf and Jalen Reagor over Justin Jefferson, and of course, taking Jalen Hurts in the second round when they just had signed Carson Wentz to a long-term extension, and there was criticism over that. Why not bring in some more weapons? Why bring in a Taysom Hill type quarterback? Well, that Taysom Hill type quarterback ended up being a Super Bowl champion,
right?
And Super Bowl MVP. So. I think it worked out. Oh, and by the way, Carson Wentz helps them win a Super Bowl and then helps them win another because the trade to Indianapolis, just to be able to use the picks like that. The picks end up what? Devontae Smith, A.J. Brown, Jalen Carter, and Cooper DeJean. Do I have that right?
Let me pull it up. I actually have it saved to my phone. Give me one moment here. I saw the breakdown late Sunday. You know how it is, Rob. After the game, you start seeing stuff and you just save it all on your phone.
Yeah, because it's like you're going to call that app, but you need that at some point. But
here it is. So the third round pick from the Wentz deal was converted into Devonta Smith. The first round pick from the Saints by way of the Wentz deal turned into A.J. Brown. Then the picks they also got from the Saints by way of the Wentz deal also turned into Jalen Carter and Cooper DeJean.
Wow. So right there, that's executive of the century kind of trades that Howie Roseman pulls off. And to be able to do that and put together this roster, to rebuild the team twice, to win another championship, he's a guy who wanted to do this all along. I remember speaking to him in 2013 and wrote a story about how when he was 7-8 years old and he wanted to be the next Ken O'Brien for the Jets, that he couldn't play quarterback and he couldn't throw, and his mom wouldn't sign the permission slip. And soon he realized, maybe I want to be a GM, and he's sitting on a plane ride, Josh, going to Florida where his grandparents were for spring training, and he's sitting on a plane next to John Elway's dad, and he's he's like 8 years old at the time, and he's telling this older guy how he just loves football and how he wants to be a GM and how he evaluates talent and all this stuff. And Jack Elway told him he can. And he was like, that's the first person who believed in me. And then you fast forward to becoming an unpaid intern for the Eagles in 2000 and living in New York at the time and taking a train at 4:30 in the morning and then accruing so much debt from the train rides that he wasn't even paying off his student loans at the time. And then they finally give him an opportunity and he works his way up and he becomes the GM and all of that stuff. Like it's an incredible, like I'm writing a book in my mind right now. Maybe I got to talk to Howie about that. I think it's an inspiring, incredible story of what determining what you want to do, determining what you want to be at a young age, and then going all out and doing everything in your power to pursue that career opportunity and never giving up, never taking no for an answer. He told me that he would send letters to every team, and it was always no, 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 no. And eventually when Joe Banner gave him his first opportunity, it was via he was sending letters to Mike Tannenbaum, who was with the Jets, and Banner called Tannenbaum up to ask him if is this guy a stalker or what's the deal with him, and he gave him a chance. And look at him now. He went, and remember he was just a salary cap guy, right? He was a salary cap guru, and now all facets of being a general manager, executive vice president of football operations, whatever his title is, he does it, and he does it better than anybody. When he brings in Nick Sirianni, and remember the talk about bringing in Nick Sirianni, the Eagles wanted someone who didn't have any other opportunity, and Sirianni wasn't interviewed by any other team, but they wanted somebody that they can control, somebody that they can pull all the strings, that they can. Well, he turned out to be a Super Bowl champion head coach with the fifth best all-time winning percentage in NFL history. So all those moves panned out, and they can all take their victory lap, and they can take their celebratory parade tomorrow, and it's a job well done.
I can already see the book. It's going to be called Determination, the story of how Howie Roseman became the best GM in football history by Rob Maaddi. There you go.
Not Howie season? Maybe hashtag Howie season?
No, see, I have a visual in my mind with him with his arms folded looking at the camera with the word determination above his head.
I like it.
It's like a visual in my mind. I can't get it out of my head now. It's like your fault, Rob.
All right. I'm going to reach out.
Rob, before I let you go, a couple quick hitters I want to get with you because obviously we are entering into the offseason. So, number one, if I were to tell you that Zach Baun needs to be the Eagles' number one priority, you would say what?
I think he had a great year. He was an all-pro. Hard to find somebody, especially at that position. Number one priority. Okay, I can agree with that. I can agree with that. It's you're not going to be able to pay everybody, right? You're never going to be able to bring everyone back, and you're going to have to make some tough, hard decisions. And if some team's going to overpay, so be it. And could they find someone else who could be a good scheme fit, who was a special teamer somewhere else? Maybe. But I wouldn't break the bank over Zach Baun. I think he had a great season, and I just wouldn't go too crazy. But given what they have and I would consider that a top priority.
I'm just thinking, they should never let T.J. Edwards leave, and I think Josh Sweat is as good as gone because he's got Drew Rose now. That's the way I'm looking at it.
Yeah. I was texting with Drew during the game, like, he's going to be MVP. I think so. No.
He got some votes. He got a couple votes.
Yeah, was it 4.5 or 6.5, something like that?
I think he had 4.5 it was, because Cooper DeJean had 2.5, I think it was.
Okay.
Either 2.5 or 3.5.
I normally don't go for anything. I feel like you got to make a decision. If they would have gone Josh Sweat, Cooper DeJean co-MVPs, I could have understood that one in that game.
Rob, when you think about the Eagles, obviously they lose Kellen Moore to the New Orleans Saints. I'm not asking you to report who is going to be the next offense coordinator. I'm asking you to say who should be the next offense coordinator of the Philadelphia Eagles is who? Should.
I may want to stay in-house, and I may want to go with Kevin Patullo. I don't know how involved he was in the run game because he was the passing game coordinator. I just don't know that I want to go outside and, everything worked so well. And I don't know that I want to bring somebody in with new ideas that could maybe force the offense to take a step back because they're trying to integrate something else. I love what this offense was able to do. They ran the football down teams' throats, and when teams tried to take away Saquon Barkley, like the Chiefs did in the Super Bowl, it was Jalen's opportunity, and he shined. And as long as he's got A.J. and that offensive line and Devontae and Dallas Goedert, I don't see any reason why. I think he knows his ceiling's a little bit higher. He's got opportunities for growth, too, as well. So I would probably lean towards an in-house candidate.
Agree or disagree with Amon-Ra St. Brown? Should it be Lions versus Eagles opening night of 2025?
Yeah, sure. I think that's a marquee matchup. You didn't get to see it this year because the Lions couldn't hold up their end, and they got knocked off by the Washington Commanders. So why not? It'll be two different teams, but I'll take that. I think that'd be a great Eagles lift the banner, Lions come in. Lions have done that before, right? They went into
Kansas City
2 years ago. That was kind of their coming out party, and they gotta be the team that's hosting, and until they can, they're going to be the team that's going on the road and trying to knock off somebody else's banner day celebration.
Myles Garrett will be an Eagle, a Commander, or other next season.
Ooh, Myles Garrett. He should be a Buccaneer. They need him. They desperately need an edge rusher. I don't know that they're going to be able to pull that off. He's not going to be an Eagle. If Howie Roseman finds a way to add Myles Garrett, just take him to Canton right away, put the gold jacket on him, and it's over. He belongs right there. Commanders, certainly that's a possibility. I think there'll be a few teams in the mix when you got somebody that talented, somebody who's a game wrecker, game changer, Hall of Famer. There's going to be quite a few teams that certainly gotta be interested. But if it's Eagles or Commanders are my only two choices, I'd go Washington.
Well, I said Eagles, Commanders, or other. So you had the.
Yeah, I'll go other. Yeah, I'll go other.
All right. Finally, before I let you go, the starting quarterback week 1 for the Las Vegas Raiders, is it Russell Wilson, Aaron Rodgers, or Shedeur Sanders?
I don't think it's Aaron Rodgers for the Raiders, right? I don't think it's Rodgers. I think he's got a better chance to be in Pittsburgh, and Russell Wilson has a better chance to be in Las Vegas. Even if they do draft, say, Shedeur or someone else, Tom Brady does not think young quarterbacks should start right away. They need opportunity to learn. He certainly has a big say in what's happening there. I'll go Russell Wilson reunites with Pete Carroll in Las Vegas.
For all your NFL coverage, check out Rob Maaddi, apnews.org, AP senior NFL writer, reporter, insider, on Twitter X at Rob Maaddi. And, of course, don't forget Faith on the Field, heard Saturday and Sunday mornings right here on 97.3 ESPN. Rob, take care of yourself. We'll talk soon.
Thanks, Josh. Keep up the great work, buddy.
Josh Hennig here live in the Ocean Casino Resort Studios here on 97.3 ESPN. Coming up next, your final opportunity to get something that you will never forget when it comes to the Philadelphia Eagles winning Super Bowl 59. Those details next on 97.3 ESPN.
Wake up weekday mornings from 6 to 10 a.m. with Unsportsmanlike on 97.3 ESPN with Evan Cohen, Super Bowl champion Chris Canty, and Michelle Small.
Can't wake up without it.
Brought to you by the Gallery Bar Book and Games at Ocean Casino Resort in Atlantic City.
Rise and shine, Valentine. All month long, you be the commander-in-chief. The savings are presidential. You just sign and drive at Matt Platt Mitsubishi with 0 down, 0 payments for 90 days, or 0% for 60 months on all remaining 24 Outlander sports in stock. But they won't last. Get yours before they're gone. Brand new Outlander PHEV, 0 security deposits, and just $399 per month lease. Yep, just sign and drive it home. Maybe you're a first-time buyer, or you've been turned down for a loan. Matt Platt Mitsubishi wants to finance your future, not your past. Bring in any trade, even if you're stuck in a current loan or lease. AJ the Trade Man wants to get you released and into a brand new 24 Outlander SUV, $29.99 with 0 down and 0 payments for 90 days.
Simply, Matt Platt Mitsubishi.
Rate qualifications exist with approved credit. 1666 per 1,000 finance on in-stock 2024 Outlander Sports. Not all will qualify. Go to mattplattmitsubishi.com for complete details or call 844-946-2315. Price includes all costs to be paid by consumer, except for licensing, registration, and taxes. Expires 3/4/25. Matt Platt Mitsubishi in the heart of Glassboro for 30 years.
Gain Super Flings are here to take your laundry to the next level.
Talking about Gain Super Flings. Super-sized laundry packs. These things are huge. Super fresh, super clean. Gain Super Flings.
Gain Super Flings laundry packs have 4 times the Oxy cleaning power and 3 times the Febreze freshness versus Gain Original Liquid.
Super fresh, super clean. Gain Super Flings.
Gain Super Flings for next level laundry.
Okay, I have to tell you, I was just looking on eBay where I go for all kinds of things I love, and there it was.
That hologram trading card. One of the rarest, the last one I needed for my set. Shiny like the
designer handbag of my dreams. One of a kind. eBay had it, and now everyone's asking, ooh, where'd you get your
windshield wipers? eBay has all the parts that fit my car. No more annoying, just beautiful.
Whatever you love, find it on eBay. eBay. Things people love.
Shopping with your parents can be embarrassing.
Why would they sell jeans with holes in them? I'm going to speak to the manager.
Mom!
That hoodie is giving. You should get it. YOLO.
Thanks to the Chase mobile app, your kid can shop independently while you keep an eye on their spending. So you can go from
we can be twinsies
to
how was shopping? Saw you stayed on budget.
Thanks, Mom.
Freedom for kids, control for parents. That's family banking from Chase.
Account subject to approval. Chase mobile app is available for select mobile devices. Message and data rates may apply. JP Morgan Chase Bank N.A. Member FDIC.
There she is, founder and CEO. High five.
Dave can't stop celebrating with every business owner in town.
All right, Baker Man. High five.
He's sharing the excitement of big savings with the Comcast Business 5-year price lock guarantee.
Oh, up top, Bike Shop. Yeah.
It's 5 years of gig speed internet.
Quick, high five.
5 years of advanced security.
5 years.
And 5 years of a great rate that won't change.
Yeah, law partners. Chamberlain, Messelthorpe, Dubois.
All from the company with 99.9% network reliability. Switch today and get the 5-year price lock guarantee.
5 years.
It's back, but only for a limited time.
Woo!
Powering 5 years of savings, powering possibilities. Comcast Business.
Can't forget you, voiceover guy.
Ah, thanks, Dave.
High five.
Ends 3/9/25. Guaranteed rate applies to monthly service charge for new customers on qualifying internet bundle, excluding taxes and fees. Other restrictions apply.
What does it feel like to file with TaxSlayer and get your guaranteed maximum refund? It feels like the last level of a video game, facing off against the final boss who stands between you and your refund.
All your refund has belonged to me.
Using the power of TaxSlayer like a secret power-up he doesn't see coming.
Only the most tax-confident can defeat me.
Throwing your laptop at his video game face and watching him crumble into a giant pile of shiny coin tax refunds.
Oh, not fair. You use TaxSlayer.
Start for free and get your guaranteed maximum refund. TaxSlayer. File fearlessly.
Progressive presents Renters MVP's Most Valuable Possessions. Today's MVP, Emily Neal's 70-inch TV. Because after watching her second-grade students yell at each other for hours, there's nothing Emily enjoys more than watching super rich housewives also yell at each other. Why? Because those women are not her responsibility. And that's why her TV is today's MVP. Keep your most valuable possessions protected by bundling your renters and auto insurance with Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers not available in all states.
As of 9 a.m. this morning, our EV trucking company is officially in operation.
Andrew's zero-emission trucks are driving the transportation category forward.
We'll make driving safer, easier, and less stressful.
Now our technology needs to keep up with demand.
He needs to put pedal to the metal on hiring more software engineers.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. When you sponsor a job on Indeed, it's easier for talented candidates to find it, which makes it easier for you to hire them. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
If you or someone you know needs help getting through a difficult time,
Start with NJ211. When you reach out to 211, we can connect you to help with housing, utilities, food, childcare, senior services, income support, healthcare, legal issues, and more. Help is available in over 150 languages, and the service is free, confidential, and available 24/7. Need help? Dial 211, text 898-211, or search nj211.org.
Now, more Game Night with Josh Hennig on 97.3 ESPN and on the 97.3 ESPN free mobile app, powered by First Bank of Sea Isle City.
Before we check back in the text board, Jerry from Brigantine, I see you and others at 609-403-0973 in your DMs into the 97.3 ESPN mobile app, powered by First Bank. See, as I told you before the break, this is your final opportunity to get your hands on arguably the most unique and special commemorative item you possibly can. And to tell us more about it is Bob Ibach, back one more time to tell us about, there's only a handful of these left, right, Bob? So tell the folks out there how this is their last chance to get their hands on these special footballs that commemorate the Eagles winning Super Bowl 59.
I'll tell you what, I feel like I'm at the 2-yard line, and I'm calling the signals, and I'm getting the brotherly push, getting ready to go to sell this thing out. It's been an amazing run this week, and I want to thank you and your audience for helping us out on this project that's benefiting the Eagles Autism Foundation. And what I'm talking about is a full-size, officially licensed Super Bowl football. This is the real deal. They're not being sold at stores. You can't get them up at the stadium. You can only get them up to through this number and website that I'll give out in a few moments. So it helps out the Eagles Autism Foundation. They're priced at $129.95 each. You'll get an individually numbered certificate of authenticity. And, Josh, we're only making 5,000 of these. We only have a couple hundred left. That's right, only a couple hundred left. And if you want to get a treasure that you'll have for years to come and have people come into your home or office and say, how did you get that football? I think I have it for you, but you're going to have to hurry because this thing will sell out, I'm sure, by the end of the parade tomorrow. When you order these full-size footballs, you'll get a numbered certificate of authenticity. And before I give out that phone number and website, I want to kind of paint the picture of what the football looks like. But it doesn't do it any justice until you go to the website to actually see it, because then it really, really pops out. The top panel on this football, and everything is embossed on it. By that I mean it's kind of almost like engraved into the side panel, so it'll stay pristine looking for years to come. We have the official Super Bowl 59 logo there in Roman numerals, stadium history, Eagles championship history throughout the years, all there. It's like an encyclopedia. The second panel has a layout of the 2024 season schedule with opponents, scores, dates, playoff games, everything you need to know. And remember, years from now, if you want to, you're in a trivia contest, keep the ball next to you, and you can kind of spin it over and see all the scores, and you might answer some questions and win some things that way. The last panel is my favorite section of the ball because it's a tribute to two of the stars on the offense. Now, we're talking about Hurts and Barkley. On the left side, we have an action color photograph of Jalen Hurts and his stats from this past year. And on the other side, we have Barkley and his stats, and what an amazing season. And I've always said these two guys coming together this year on offense, partnering in with that great defensive front four, made this team something special and something to remember. I know I go back and cover NFL football for many, many years as a sports writer, broadcaster. I can't remember a defense as good as this one going back to probably 1985 when the Chicago Bears of Mike Ditka had a great defense. So here's how you can order this special football and have a treasure for years to come. The toll-free number is 1-800-345-2868. 1-800-345-2868. We'll snag you one of these footballs for $129.95. And then Here's the thing that I would do. I would go to the website. You'll see the football there. You can download it. And also, when you download it, you can also hit a little icon there and get a special gift flyer, which has a picture of the football, and you can print it out instantly. And, hey, you could give this one to your loved one tomorrow on Valentine's Day and let them know they're going to get this football. So that website to go to is NICOsports.com. It's spelled NIKCO sports.com. Let me spell that again, NIKCO sports.com, or 800-345-2868. And, in closing, Josh, I want to thank you, your audience, and it's just been an amazing ride this week. And I know we've worked with you on some projects in the past. In the last 6 years, we're up to over $3.3 million for charities. And I know on this one, the Eagles Autism Foundation is going to benefit, and I know they sent along their thank you as well.
Well, we always love to hear that. The Eagles Autism Foundation is something that is a beloved foundation down this area, not just for the Eagle fans, but a lot of people in South Jersey. They do a lot of fundraising for autism awareness, so we are more than happy to help people find a way to not just get this great commemorative item, but also support a great cause. Bob, give out the number and the website one more time.
Okay, the number to call is 1-800-345-2868, 800-345-2868, or go to the website. You can download that gift flyer right away, order it online, very easy to do, NICOsports.com, NIKCOsports.com. That's NIKCOsports.com. Like I said before, 5,000 made. You won't find them anywhere else. We're down to probably the last, I'm going to guess, 300 to 400. And with that parade coming up tomorrow, and I know I'm going to be on some shows in Philadelphia during the parade, this thing will be gone. So don't delay. You'll be calling up 2 days from now. I'm begging. I couldn't get it. No, you can. You still got about 300 or 400 left. Go for tonight.
Absolutely. Bob, I appreciate you calling back in one more time to get one more chance for people to get these, and we'll talk again soon.
Hey, Josh, listen, have a great evening. Enjoy that parade. You'll probably be watching it on TV or something, but it's going to be magnificent. I've been a part of some of the parades up there. I have to tell you in closing, the one I always remember the most was when the Phillies won the 1980 World Series. Dallas Green, who eventually hired me to go with the Chicago Cubs when he became general manager, I spent the entire night, inside the ballpark that night. And Larry Bow and I walked out. It was 6 o'clock in the morning. The sun was coming up, and we went straight to the parade.
Naturally.
Yes.
I would expect nothing else, right? It's like,
I'll tell you what. Larry said to me, he says, I think that's the sun coming up. I said, yeah, Larry, it is the sun coming up. It's 6:30 in the morning.
Love it, Bob. Great story. Appreciate you again, my man.
All right. You have a good night.
And, of course, again, it's NICOsports.com, NIKCOsports.com, to get your hands on those limited edition footballs that go to support the Eagles Autism Foundation. Before we get out of here, as promised, a couple texts coming in about the Howie book. We got names coming in for the Howie book. Now, I said it should be Determination, but I think you guys are trying to outdo me. Jerry from Brigantine says a new book about Howie Roseman should be called From the Basement to the Boardroom. That's from Jerry in Brigantine. That's a good one, Jerry. I definitely like that one. I think that is a good one. I got another texter who didn't leave their name, but they said, From Hated to Love, the origin of Howie season. So we got some name recommendations already for Rob Maaddi's book about Howie Roseman. I guarantee you, people were kind of joking a bit about the A.J. Brown book, Inner Excellence by Jim Murphy, becoming a bestseller. You think that book was a bestseller? I guarantee you, a Howie Roseman book would be a bestseller on top of a bestseller. People would eat that up like it was just tasty cakes, right? That thing would be just sold immediately. Because if we know anything about Philly sports fans, they love their guys. And Howie, he really was a guy that people did not like. And now he is arguably one of the greatest football executives to ever live. Absolutely wild. And yeah, I'd read that book 100%. I know a lot of you would as well. Thanks again for Rob Maaddi for joining the show, as well as Bob Ibach for calling one more time as well. I'm Josh Hennig, live in the Ocean Casino Resort Studios here on 97.3 ESPN. Yeah, the parade is tomorrow. We'll have you covered on that front about the parade. Of course, on the Sports Bash with Mike Gill here on 97.3 ESPN. You know, it's a good thing the Eagles won a championship because right now, Sixers and Flyers don't play again until February 20th and 22nd. How about them birds? Have a great night, everybody.
Looking for the perfect party venue? Go-karting at New Jersey Motorsports Park is the ultimate haven for thrilling group experiences. Perfect for birthdays, team building, and bachelor parties. Race around the outdoor track, then take a swing at axe throwing or dive in the private pool. Top off the occasion with delicious catering from the Finish Line Pub. Experience the thrill of high-octane excitement at New Jersey Motorsports Park, located in Millville. Book now at njmp.com. That's njmp.com.
This is a story of the one. As a maintenance specialist for university housing, he knows college students can major in wear and tear. Plus, housing so many students doesn't leave a lot of room to house all the supplies he needs. That's where Grainger comes in. With over 1 million industrial-grade products and fast, dependable delivery, Grainger carries the quality products he needs so he doesn't have to. From a new door hinge to a whole new faucet. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
$5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back every time you get gas. That's right. You can earn real cash back with Upside just by buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside every time I fill up, and I've already made around $300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get real cash back? If you like free money, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code EARN to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code EARN for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code EARN for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.